Hello and welcome to this week's episode of I Cast Fireball, an actual play 5e D&D adventure where we go through the campaign Skulls and Shackles. My name is Thomas, your DM for this adventure, and around the table we have...
Lieutenant Ignis Harkon.
Maximus Shans.
Chozo Lebec.
And Buster Bilgewater.
Under the water, here we are, we're under the water. All of our party here has dove to the bottom of the sea, underneath their ship to find the remnants of the Brine
Just like
Banshee.
everyone to know, we're not ignoring what Thomas just did. We're just laughing and quiet.
You just have to remember that he's a dad, and it all just makes sense.
Now that we've donned at the bottom, seen the half of the wreckage of the Brine Banshee, which was fairly accessible, the captain, Max, discovered that this is not where the bony finger compass was pointing. It was indeed to the deep abyss that was not just a few feet off from their current location. And having peeked down, seeing the darkness that engulfed the water below, having cast light and seeing the other half of the wreckage down there, the crew dove down, 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 and initiated a combat with some remnants, spirits that had been tied to the plane of the Nine Hells.
I think one could say that they initiated the combat of it, really. I don't know that
We were
did.
just trying to be helpful.
We're just looking for ripples.
Following orders from those that had tied them to this unearthly plane, the crew had initiated combat, but no sooner had they started than Buster had been disappeared, thrown off and cast into another planar existence, while Chozo was totally defeating some water weirds that were there. But with Max and Ignis attacking the captain, we jump into the beginning of combat here on this week's episode of I Cast Fireball. So, at the top of the round, we have a layer action. First and foremost, Buster, as you are yelling and being grabbed and pinned, and earth is starting to encompass you with these tendrils from arms of Hadar as they pull you under. Tim holding on to you, also getting pulled under. Suddenly, you pop back into the same place that you were before. Under the ocean, not 10 feet away from Ignis's current location, as you see the ice that has behind you that Chozo cast to defeat one of the water weirds, or to bring down one of the water weirds that was then defeated by Ignis. Max and Ignis currently in combat with the captain. You are back in this plane of existence, but we have to roll for this round's lair action. So, let me grab my dice.
It's going to be Buster again. I'm calling it.
Okay.
Interesting. I wasn't expecting I'd come back.
You were just ready to bring in your backup bard?
Everyone's got one.
Do you think this is death? If the jumping into the other plane is death?
It comes unexpectedly.
Now, as this happens, Buster getting thrust back into this existence, Max, you feel
Good.
that you do feel good, actually, because around you, you see that the water ripples a little bit slower, and while the captain is grabbing onto you and Ignis is flying, they almost like slow down. And at the end of this round, you are going to be able to act a second time in the initiative order. So this lair action is called Time Bleed, where one creature gets to act 2 times in the initiative order, also including the enemies, but you were the one chosen. However, after you act the second time, you are stunned and incapacitated during the next round of combat. So, but we do go to the top of the round with Buster leading us out.
Super disoriented.
I don't know why.
Do I understand what happened? Does he have full comprehension of, like, he saw Tim, he was in, like, the plane of whatever that being is or something? Or
No, I mean, this is so disorienting for Buster. Who knows what happened to you? Maybe it was just a dream. Maybe you did just black out, but it was traumatizing.
yeah.
Emotional damage.
But I see my friends are out and around here, right? There's one more water creature.
Water weird, yep.
Chozo, you said we had to look out for ripples?
Yep, there's a big one over there. Watch out for it.
You can see it?
I point at the water weird directly in front of me.
Okay. How does elemental spells work in water?
Great question. What spell are you thinking of?
I mean, my 2 ones are a fire one and a lightning one, and I feel like fire usually is put out by water, and lightning usually makes everybody in the water get hurt.
So I do remember an interview with Jeremy Crawford, a Sage Advice kind of thing, in which he said magic does not equal physics.
Sweet. Love that.
So, yeah, with that in mind, I do believe that fire damage underwater is halved. I think that's true off the top of my head. I'll have to look just to make sure, but you can still cast fire spells underwater.
No, I'm lightning bolting all the way.
Nice.
We're gonna 3rd level lightning bolt that water.
All right.
Weird.
That's a dex save for me.
But I don't have my wand. I don't have my staff, I mean. So
Ooh.
if you want to impose anything, or if you want to just, like, maybe it doesn't work, but I feel like he has to try and cast it.
Well, it is interesting because you lost your arcane focus, yeah?
Yeah, and so, I don't know. I think there's also part of him that's a little nervous that, like, casting without the arcane focus is what got him sucked into whatever that place was.
Okay.
He's still trying to put the pieces together.
Let's do this then, Buster. As you try to cast Lightning Bolt, I don't believe you've used words to cast Lightning Bolt up to this point in the campaign, correct?
Yes, I have. Have I not?
He cast it in the street fight.
Heated air, now ionizing, then spark to charge my bolt of lightning. He points his staff, particularly, and he uses it to guide the bolt. He snaps his free hand to create a small charge, and then he basically sinks it into the staff, and the bolt extends from there. So, yeah.
Without your staff...
So without the staff, he would have to heat the air with his other hand, like ionize the air, and then introduce the spark. Like maybe it blows back on him a little bit or something. I don't know.
So let's do this. The spell will go off because I think that would be a little unfair for you not to be able to cast a spell. But if you would roll a spell casting skill check for me,
like an Arcana check.
Let's do an Arcana check. Well, you're a wizard, so it would be basically an Arcana check here. Because you use intelligence for
yep.
your spell casting. Okay, yeah. Let's do an Arcana check for you specifically. So yeah.
That is an 18.
18. Okay. As you cast the spell, muttering your incantation, you hold as if you were holding a staff, because that's what you do. That's what you did. And you ionize the water here and just like with one hand, and you go to like push it into where the staff was, and essentially you hold, and instead you like grab onto your hand that's already kind of like starting the bolt, and then you like turn it almost, I won't say Dragon Ball Z like, but almost like where you're bracing your hand and holding it, and just the power just surging forward from your hand. Gordon, roll. I have to roll.
It's a DC 16 saving throw.
Dex, right?
Dex or Dex. It's a Dex. Never mind. Yeah.
Okay. That is a 13 for the save, so that's a failure.
So 35 lightning damage.
Buster, tell us how it's done.
I like to think it hits the creature, and all of a sudden, like, the full charge is gone, and there's just like this weird like air pocket in the shape of the water weird, and then it collapses on itself. Just there's that instantaneous, almost just like it eviscerates it, and then the space just refills with water.
Like a cavitation bubble.
Yes.
Nice. This water weird having been defeated, who is going to go right after Buster, having been removed from initiative. Buster, that's your action. You hold onto your hand and you kind of like shake it, having just like this force, having pushed it like back. You're like, almost like someone like pulled your hand back and like kinked it almost muscle-wise. You don't feel any difference not having your spellcasting focus, at least with this spell.
Okay. I think it's risky, guys. And that's it. I think this is risky. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, nice. All right, so Buster, at the end of your turn, the captain, the Brine Banshee, he's going to use 2 points from his legendary actions, and he's going to he's going to invoke the attack called Chains of Hell. Grabs to the side and as you look, there's nothing there, and then as he grabs it, there's this chain that's on fire that he's able to pull up from the depths of the ocean, almost as if it were invisible the whole time. How? You're not sure, because the chain seems to go endlessly down into the depths, just ignited. And as he grabs this chain, he spins it by his side. Max, really close to your face, and he throws it towards Ignis. This is going to be a hit against you.
He can try.
Bet you won't.
Bet you won't. There it is. Here we go. Well, you rolled a 6 on the die.
Ha! I mean, good try.
Plus 7
Good
is
hustle.
a
Good
13
hustle.
to try to hit. Good hustle.
I like the effort.
How do
I
you
like the
how do you reject, dodge these chains that are thrust towards you? These unearthly chains, Ignis.
Ignis is mid-flight, I believe, from her last turn, flying up toward Max and this captain. And as she is flying, it feels almost like, this is going to be a dumb comparison, this is the first image that came to my brain, in Big Hero 6, when at the very end of the climax and they have all of the like nanobots shooting up through the mist that they can't see, and he's just like soaring in between them, and almost innately as she's looking into the other realm and she can see where they're going to come up, the golden lines were possibilities, she's outmaneuvering the possibilities until she finally arrives at Max's side.
Dope.
Love
Very
it.
dope.
Nice. That's going to be his legendary action. Unfortunately, a miss. We then go to him, and it is his turn, and he's going to begin his turn. So, on his turn, what does he do? What does he do? He is going to just focus on Max right in front of him. Max, he's got a long sword. He grips it with 2 hands. Well, actually, first, sorry, I'm going to roll to see if something recharges. Hold on. And it does. Okay. Well, that changes. As he goes to reach for his long sword, I won't call it a feint because it's a lame one, but he breathes in. And you can see this water like rush in, and like these bubbles like that are just kind of been floating around from the disturbance of the water just go into his throat. And his jaw opens up, like unhinges, and starts to open like further than should be physically possible before he screams. He screams this ability called Wails of the Damned.
Like the creature, or like yelling?
The captain is
That just a bunch of whales show up, like undead whales.
of the damn.
out of his mouth. All right, Mickey, have fun getting those sounds.
Don't test me. You know what? Don't test me. I will.
So we're
I
going
will
with
do
that?
that.
That's the decision we're going with canonically?
No.
Yep, it's happening. That's the whales of the damn sound. Bunch of whales.
Well, now it is. If anybody wants to know, the sound effect that's going in right here will be reverbed and processed.
I need everybody within 30 feet to, which is everybody, to roll a wisdom saving throw, please. This is going to be a DC 19.
What?
DC 19.
That's a big number.
Yes.
Natural 20, natural 20, natural 20.
You can choose to fail. All right. Buster.
13.
Ignis.
9.
Max.
15.
And Chozo.
9.
Okay.
Bunch of failures.
What's wrong with us? We're scared of a bunch of whales.
Scared of a bunch of orcas.
Killer whales.
I mean, they're called killer whales for a reason.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. So, all of you have these whales that are... Dang it.
They're killer. They're absolutely killer. All these whales, so killer.
Gnashing of teeth.
this is a really...
Guys,
It's
I
called
was doing
Whales of
something
the Damned.
cool.
It's a really important ability.
I gave you cool moments. Give me mine.
Oh, bully your DM, everybody. Okay, there's this scream that emanates from the captain, and that reverberates through the water. You can almost see the shockwave, and as it hits each of you, it washes over you. And not only do you hear just this discordant mash of voices as they penetrate your ears, they penetrate into your soul, and your bones start to shake and rattle, and you feel each of you get the fear condition against this Capitan. So each of you are frightened for 1 round against
If you think
this
I'm
captain.
frightened now, I've been afraid the whole time.
That means we can't go closer. Our attacks at a disadvantage.
All ability checks and attack rolls while he is within line of sight are at disadvantage.
Do we get to roll
Yes.
again at the end of our turns or anything?
It's just for 1 round that you get it. So it's just a 1 round ability.
Just while the whales are here.
Yep, exactly. All right.
Got it.
That is going to be the entirety of their turn, though. And so they've used all of their time to do that. And Max, it is now your go.
Okay. Max is afraid. But Max, trying to do a defensive spell last time, didn't really work. He's like, you know what? Best defense is a little bit of offense. So he's going to take out his crossbow and fire. Switching on the magical effect.
Fighting through the fear, activate the magic, and you get ready to fire. And because you have crossbow expert, well, you wouldn't normally have disadvantage shooting being right next to them.
Yep.
But your feared condition makes it disadvantage. Let's see what you roll, Max.
Okay. That's gonna be a 18.
Ooh, an 18, you say, with disadvantage. This is going to be...
Oh, actually, a 19, I should say, because I turned on the magical ability.
That is a hit. Nice. Way to go.
There you go.
It's with this
All right,
extra
I have
ACs
Slayer's
yet.
Prey on him. And also, when you first hit a creature with an attack roll, you can mark the creature as a favored foe, which I will do for a minute. While in this effect, the first hit, including the first hit mark, I add a D6 to the attack.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Pretty good for a bunch of disadvantage.
Okay, so that's going to be a 10. It's also going to be a 6, a D6, and with Slayer's Prey, another D6. Oh, and because I'm using the magical ability, I also am rolling additional dice. Because you told me, as I pull it up, with the crossbow, 2d4 are added to it as well. Let me get those out. Sorry, a lot of dice. Okay.
After Max, we've got Chozo and then Ignis.
16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. As you fire off this, you push through the difficulty of the fear that is surrounding you. You hear voices that you haven't heard for quite some time. You hear the voice of your wife screaming at you. You hear the voices of your past. You hear voices of the monsters that you've killed as they just wash over you. But you just breathe, and then you fight through the pain, through the memories, and 16 points of damage to this creature. Yes.
And then I will, my extra attack, fire again.
All right.
Magic.
With disadvantage.
Magic. This one's going to be, with magic, a dirty 20.
That's a hit. Good heavens, sir.
All right, this one's only a D10 though, because all the other ones are the special. Or no, I also get 2d4 again.
2d4. Yep, because it's a magic bolt.
13 points of damage.
13 points. Excellent. That's 2 attacks with disadvantage, still able. And you feel this surge of like adrenaline pulse within you as you get ready. You're going to be taking another round of turns before the end of this initiative. Do you want to move or take a bonus action?
No, the only move I can make is moving backwards. I'm not going to do that, so I'm just going to stay where I'm at.
All right. We're going to jump to Chozo next here, and then Ignis afterwards. Chozo.
Well, if this bozo's gonna try and give us disadvantage on everything, I'm going to give him disadvantage on everything by making him blind. Speaking of magic not being physics, you ever wanted to see a sleet storm underwater?
Wow.
All right. Nice. Is this a save or it just happens? I forget.
Sleet storm just happens.
Okay. Why don't you describe to us how the sleet storm is in the deep, dark ocean?
Yeah, well, it starts with just like, the thing that I have in my brain, it's a very specific visual, but there are these crystals that when you like align them into, there's like those hand warmers, they have a little metal disc inside, and when you snap the metal disc, these crystals start forming around it and they generate heat and it like builds outward. It's like ice crystals forming instantly before your eyes, except hot. That's kind of like the visual I have in my mind. If you've never seen one of those, look up like a video because it's kind of mesmerizing. But yeah, these crystals start just kind of like solidifying in the water in this spinning vortex that is centered around the captain. And next thing we know, it's just like gathered more and more and more until it is this thick, obscuring haze of sleet that all of us can see through because of my crystal arcanum, but that the captain cannot see through.
All right. This creature, having been tasked to bring souls to the depths of the Brine Banshee, unable to see exactly where each of you are, having to make its best guess as they just scream into the sleet storm, each of you not being encumbered by it, however. Chozo, that's your action.
Yep, for my bonus action, I might have disadvantage on attack rolls, but that doesn't mean that it affects the captain's saving throws. So I'm going to ask my lantern to flare out. This is going to be a dexterity saving throw from the captain, DC 16.
All right, DC 16, here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's only a 14.
Okay, so it's going to be a D6 radiant damage, so only 2 radiant damage.
All right, radiant damage.
Action and bonus action, and for my movement, can't move closer to him. I'm just going to I'm already at the railing of the ship. I'm just going to kind of slip down below the railing to avoid potentially getting caught in any sort of damage that might make me lose concentration on my sleet storm.
Fair. So if there's like an area of effect, you are at least behind some cover where it hopefully will just splash over you, is kind of the idea. Cool.
Yeah, I'm like over the side of the boat, like going down, like level with the portholes almost.
Yep, I totally get you. That makes sense. All right, and out of sight of the creature currently. So,
correct.
Very good.
Except for all those darn whales.
At the end of Chozo's turn, we are going to take some legendary actions. Or one legendary action in particular. There is going to be... He can't see squat. So, he's going to have to just reach out to the person who knows is there, right in front of him, and make a melee spell attack against Maximilian.
He has a disadvantage.
Can I make him fail?
With disadvantage? Ooh, you want to make him fail?
I mean, I could just give him a 2.
Would you like to do this?
I'm not sure how I would explain it thematically because I'm so far away, but
Look out, Max! Duck!
yeah, maybe I saw something. I give Max a heads up.
And Max turns around, but as he does it, the sword like swipes barely past him. What?
Right, yeah. Max! What?
Max, wait! All right, Josh, you committing to that?
Max's environment's just really coming through for him these past couple of fights.
I like the idea of ruining his day during a legendary action. I like that.
All right, sounds good. No need to roll. Giving him a 2, forcing him to take the result of a 2 is legendary action as he goes to reach out for Max. Exactly as Josh just, well, the crew, I should say. Josh, do you want it to be Max just turning around and look at you?
Would you let me yell out his name and life? Could I yell out? Could I like divine the name, like the captain's name?
Ooh.
Yes, I love that. As you are recognizing, like, this is the moment. This is one of the moments I foresaw today. And I saw myself yelling out, Jezraiah.
So yeah, Buster goes, Jezraiah, remember yourself, Jezraiah. And then in kind of that echoey magical.
That's what makes Max turn around and go like, that's not my name.
And that's why it misses you. Is you turning around and looking at me.
And Jezraiah calls out actually to that and goes, I am Jezraiah no more. As he screams with this pained voice as he is, as you know, being forced to take these actions upon you. That is his legendary action. We now jump down to Ignis.
Mechanically, Ignis...
You can't fly in water.
Ignis is afraid and therefore cannot move closer. Is an echo able to be afraid?
Echo is not a person.
It's a construct.
Right? It's a construct, just like a golem or things like that.
As Ignis has been swimming, flying through the water toward this captain, and a lot of things have happened in the attempt of 6 seconds trying to get to this captain, namely a pod of ghostly whales and a sleet storm underwater. Ignis finds herself afraid, which is not something that Ignis has ever found herself to be before. And as she's stunned in the water and finds herself afraid, her wings disappear and she slowly falls down through the water. And as she falls, in her place is an echo of Ignis. And this is the Night Ignis that we've seen before, in gleaming red armor, blazing red, wings out, trident in hand. And as Ignis falls through the water, gazing up at this echo of herself, this echo looks down at her and shakes its head disappointedly as she's falling through the water, unable to move, act, do anything because she is afraid.
Emotional damage.
And she watches this echo turn and with a non-action command, mechanically commands this echo to move forward and strike this captain. I get a attack action with the extra action, and an unleashed incarnation is 3 attacks. Combined into 1, like the Sahuagin King.
All right. Let's roll this.
Okay. The first one definitely missed. That's a 16.
16 is a miss.
Yeah.
Third and final attack.
That's a 21.
That's a hit.
And I already used my action surge, which was so stupid. Okay. So that's an unleashed incarnation, and it will do. Dice tell a story, man. So as the Echo Ignis in full armor charges toward this captain and tries to move. Oh, wait, Zowl gets, advantage in underwater attacks.
Hey!
Ha-ha!
That's true.
Okay, first one. Oh, that one's a 17. Does a 17 hit?
17 does hit.
Okay, so that's, we'll call it 2 hits. And that one's a 14, which doesn't hit. So at least it does a little more damage.
There you go.
Okay, that's better. 6.
So you've already rolled 12 damage.
12 plus 8 is 20 damage. So
20 damage.
as this ghost Ignis whirls this trident in her hand, what I was going to say with the first one with the missing attacks is that it's an unfamiliar weapon in her hand, but the more she moves it and the more she's in the water, the trident starts to glow like it is now. Instead of her guiding it, it is guiding her through the water as she slashes through the chest and tries to damage this ghostly creature across the heart that it no longer has, and does 20 points of damage, 9 of which is radiant damage, if that matters for ghosts.
And it's interesting, Ignis, because as you see them whipping about this trident and stabbing and slicing, this trident, you didn't really take it in until this attack happened, but it looks different than yours. And you're like, oh, well, that's obviously because it's from another dimension, right? Like another thread, another possibility. But it's like, wait a minute. It does have a lot of the same characteristics of your trident. But you get the feeling and understanding of like, oh, this Ignis took up the trident a lot sooner than I. This one is more familiar. They have become familiar to each other.
Yeah.
And this trident has started to form and bond with Ignis in a way that, as you look down at yours, does feel stronger in your hand. But it just opens the possibility to you as you look down and as you see this happening before you. That's going to be your turn, Ignis, yes?
It sure is.
We now go to the end of the round where, Max, due to the lair action, you take your second action here.
Knowing that Max kind of feeling this surge, but also like he's about to attack. He's like, yes, let's do this. And then, but as you said, the next turn, he's going to be like wiped. He won't do anything next turn. He almost like is about to pull the trigger, but feeling that kind of like that slump of energy all of a sudden like starting to hit and kind of almost like being like, oh, I might be slowing down here. He's actually going to switch up his gears a little bit, and knowing that he can't do anything next turn, he will try again, and he will cast Protection from Evil and Good on himself. So again, saying, as we've established, between creatures, gods, and men, obtain protection from them.
All right. Casting, no need for a roll, no saving throw, because it's just on you. Does it look like anything, Max? Like, is there like...
So what he does is he actually needs powdered iron. So he has some component with him that he just like kind of wipes onto his hand. And what he did first time he ever did it was to Ignis, at least in the game, where he just kind of smeared it onto her face. He just takes it and just kind of so it almost looks like this, not Urukai handprint, but almost like this, just like his face has been scraped, kind of bleeding the red in of the iron permanently as long as the spell lasts onto his face.
Excellent. That's your full action to do. You still have a movement and bonus if you wanted.
He's going to stay where he is, just for movement again. And bonus action, he already has Slayer's Prey on it, so he's not going to do anything else.
Okay, so he's just going to stay put. All right, and as you have this emblazoned light shining off this red that is almost like drifting off into the water, Max, it's not so much that you're just like completely exhausted, it's that time catches up with you. And suddenly you're like, all right, I'm ready. But then as you get ready, you freeze in time. And the rest of the world catches up fast. You know, like they take their turns to catch up, right? And so you're like, ha! But you're just frozen. So you're not like, and that's what incapacitates you. We now go to the top of the round, which is another lair action. So let's go and roll. Let's see which of the 3 happens. Okay. This one, Ignis. You live in a realm where you can see possibility, and that you can see these alternative timelines and what could have been in this moment, right? The branchingness of every situation given, as long as you open yourself up to that possibility. The rest of you, excluding Max because you're frozen, start to see these branching timelines form in front of you, and then they branch further and further and further and further and further, and possibilities turn into possibilities, possibilities. I need everybody to give me a wisdom saving throw. Max, you're excluded because you immediately fail. It is a DC 18 wisdom saving throw.
Everybody?
Everybody.
Oh, come on.
I can't do saving throws?
Well, you are frozen in time. You are incapacitated.
So he can't be affected by the thing then if he's frozen in time, right?
I'm using my inspiration to re-roll this.
Okay. Re-rolling with inspiration, Buster. Thank you.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's rough. Buster, what was it for the audience here?
Yeah, the high roll was 10.
All right. And Ignis,
3.
3. And then Max, auto fail. And Chozo, what was your wisdom saving throw?
12.
12. All right. This is called dimensional disruption. This dimensional disruption is just confusing. It doesn't cause any damage, but it does cause you to, the rest of you, in Ignis, it actually is a bit much for you as well, because you can see Buster's possibilities on possibilities, and you can see Chozo's possibilities on possibilities,
This gets blurry.
and they all start to, they start to stack on top of each other. That's why, that's what it causes confusion.
Thanks a lot, Ignis. My thing only made me go away for a round.
You see how disorienting this is?
Hey.
I live with this every day.
Hey guys, it sounds like we took too much Atium. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my
You know what I mean
gosh.
here? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I read a Sanderson book.
So in my initial response of wanting to explain how Ignis missed the chains, that was what I wanted to reference. But then I realized the amount of people who would know what Atium was much smaller than the people who would know what Big Hero 6 was.
There you go.
Proud of you, Jake.
Just call me the hero of ages. What do you want?
I'm a little embarrassed. I put down that you each get the confused condition, only to realize there is no confused condition.
There's a
in 5e.
confusion spell.
Sounds like you're in the confused condition, my friend.
I'm just always confused as a dungeon master about what's going on, where things are happening,
Just
what's
been playing
going
too
on
much
here.
Pokemon.
What's going on?
Pokemon.
Thomas, wouldn't it be stunned if it was like a mental block thing, or?
Yeah, confused is a PSFRD, or it's a Pathfinder condition.
I really like the confused spell in 5e, actually. I'm just looking at it. So we'll do that. When it comes to your turn, you each have the effect of the confusion spell, which basically means before you begin your turn, you roll a d10, and then based off the table, we will take whatever action. It could be as bad as you don't do anything on your turn, which is essentially stunned, or it could be you shrug off the effects of confusion.
Okay.
So we are going to jump to Buster.
Dang, I had a fun action I want to do, so hopefully I get a move. I want to read this guy's mind.
Oh, that's a good one. Buster, on your turn, let's have you roll a d10.
Please, dice. Please don't let me lose my turn. It was a 7, and it turned into a 3.
Oh, okay, let's look on the spell. On a 2 through 6, the creature doesn't move or take actions this turn. Buster, unfortunately, being fearful of this captain, having called out, causing them to fail attacking Max, this confusion is too much. It's overwhelming, and having been Buster, you've really kind of had it this whole battle, right? You were immediately thrust into another dimension.
This is my second round. I'm just being stuck.
Immediately thrown into another dimension. You did cast a lightning bolt.
I did one good thing.
But then you're fearful. You're afraid, and you are just now confused. It's because these other busters, some of them are already casting a spell, but they're casting them like as if they were you. And so like you see your own hands like start to move. You're like, wait a minute, no, that's not how I
think most of the busters are just dead by this point. Most of them are just on the ground bleeding out.
There are a few that are dead, but there are a few that are swimming away, looking behind, and just like trying to disappear into the darkness. There is one that
there's a few back in Olo.
There is one off to the side of the ship that as it swims over, a tentacle reaches up and pulls it under into the depths below. It's just a bunch of confusion. So unfortunately, your turn is skipped over from this condition. But we get back to the creature's turn. The feared condition is now gone from the entire party. None of you are fearful, just confused. And Max, as you are incapacitated now, still in the sleet storm, this white's going to take his longsword. This captain, he's going to take his longsword and he's going to attack with advantage, which is just a normal attack at this point.
Yes, because he has disadvantage with protection from evil and good.
Isn't he still blind?
And also the sleet storm.
Yes, here we go. Hiya! Ooh, this might not do it. It is a 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh, okay. That's the first of his longsword, his second longsword attack, as he screams, as he screams to attack you and goes, "I will pull you down with me and atone for my debt." He will make a second attack. Ooh, this one does hit. It is a 19 on the dice, so it is going to be 25 to hit.
Yes, it does.
So here we go. We've got a 1d10. Ooh, okay. That is going to be 11 points of slashing damage.
And a concentration check is just a roll plus my constitution modifier, right?
It's your constitution saving throw.
Oh, okay. That sucks. And he fails, so protection
Gosh,
from good and
dang
evil
it.
is gone.
Oh, no!
Yep.
Dang. Okay. As he has broken your concentration. All right. That is going to be their turn. Max, still incapacitated due to time still catching up to you. So we pass over you and we jump down to Chozo.
You gotta have some weird bird thing that ends the confusion, right? Like there's gotta be a...
Let's do a D10, Chozo, to see if the confusion spell takes hold of you.
That is a 6.
It is the same. You don't move or you take actions this turn. Chozo, you see the other versions of yourself. Would you say it's not as disorienting for Chozo as maybe some of the other party members here having dealt with like interplanar travel before Chozo? Or do you think he's like, oh no, this is completely new?
I think there is some familiarity with this kind of weird stuff, but there is a resignedness that comes from realizing that in the vast majority of other potential timelines, he dies. Like, this is one of maybe 3% of possible timelines that he's living in where he survives.
Yeah, it's disheartening, you would say? Or,
Yeah.
All right. Bit disheartening to see that, and you're just like, oh. And so it's almost like you take your turn to steel yourself, right? To prepare for the next round, right?
Just kind of like keep the sleet storm up, keep the storm up, keep it going.
Okay. Like you're not damaged. I am doing my best. I am helping. I am assisting. Moving on. We go to Ignis now. And Ignis, we need you to roll a d10, please.
It's an 8.
An 8.
That's pretty good.
So,
No, it's
an
not.
8.
It isn't?
The creature... So, on an 8, the creature uses its action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach. If there is no creature within its reach, the creature does nothing this turn.
It looks like Chozo is the closest, but I don't think the Trident has a reach.
I don't think Chozo's the closest. I think Buster's the closest.
Oh, sorry. This is Buster. This is not Chozo. This is...
Yes.
Yeah. Ignis is just laying on the deck of that ship, still staring up where her echo was.
Because you did say you descended,
Yeah.
right? You did descend.
Yeah, she's on the deck now.
And so as you descend, you are out of reach of your allies, thankfully, but also against the enemy. And so what is this like for Ignis to see all these versions, to see all of this and have it overwhelm and confuse her senses?
I think that's kind of in narratively making sense of the mechanics. That's why she doesn't take any action this turn, is that she's just laying there as she watches all of this both literally and figuratively wash over her of all these different things. And they're not just golden. There are silver. There are bronze. There are copper versions that have now branched so far into the tapestry that it's overwhelming. But as she's watching it, it almost starts to then make sense in a way that she has this thought of maybe this is how Runeterra sees her tapestry, because a tapestry is not just a single color. It is not just her gold color. There is also blues and reds and yellows and these other hues in an actual tapestry. So perhaps she has this thought of, is this how Runeterra sees her tapestry? But for her, it's just different metals, different colors along those different hues of her and her compatriots and the ghosts and the ghostly whales that are just mixing across her vision as she's just laying paralyzed and unable to do anything.
And Ignis, as the further you look, the more interesting the images become. Ignis wearing a style of clothing completely not known to her. Ignis wielding a weapon that is almost looks as if it were a crossbow, but with some sort of mini explosion on the back of it as she fires it. Ignis not alone, but with a war pair with a dagger and knife fighting another spectral image, the ally being a man. One who, in one instance, as Ignis is on the ground, warding off the enemy, dragging her body away, while the other, Ignis, with his dead body, weeping her, grabbing the body of this man, and just rocking back and forth while screaming to the sky in this underwater expanse. It is a colorful sight before you as you take it in this moment, and you let the confusion wash over you as you try to pierce through to what is real and what is now. Because that is your turn. And in fact, that's the end of the round. A very uneventful round maybe for our players, but maybe descriptive and more than anything here. We are going to jump to the top of the round here. And again, we have another lair action here. So let's see what happens. It's at this time that Max, where you feel your body come back, and as you see, each of you see the confusion take hold, but starts to fade because the effects have now started to wear off at the end of this round, and mechanically they will wear off. Max, you come to as you just see different versions of Max having literally different hats on, who one where your arm is missing, one where instead of a crossbow you're wielding two short swords and wearing a hood and a cloak, one where you are raising up a dead head victoriously in front of your crew here. And it's at this time where Max, you're there and you're like, all right, I'm ready. You blink and you have disappeared into a beyond planar dimension.
All right, I'm out this round.
2 captains down.
Two captains down. Ignis is up.
Thomas is like, I don't want Max to do anything. You're gone for 2 rounds.
I don't think Ignis will like this, but I think Buster would suggest Sandara.
I mean, so Chozo.
Max, where you are and what happens we'll get to on your turn in initiative here, but we will jump to Buster. Confusion gone, fear gone. Buster, you steel yourself and you look and you see that there is just the echo, which is that truly an echo? Yes, it is, of Ignis's echo right next to the captain, as the captain sort of cocks its head and turns.
Buster's, he's like kind of shaking his head a little bit, like he's getting his wits about him again. He's like, "What is going on? This is crazy." There's like the whole like attack, keep fighting, but I think he feels like there's more to all of this than they understand, and so he wants to understand. So in this moment, he doesn't know how long he'll have clarity of thought, so he focuses his eyes on Jezraiah, and he says, he pulls out a copper piece and flicks it into the water so it's spinning in front of him kind of slowly, and as it's spinning there kind of in the water, causing those little bubble ripples, he says, "Just as ripples show the ocean and the leaf reveals the wind, so is shown the surface notion as your thoughts I comprehend." And he grabs the coin and slams it down on the back of his other hand, and every time he casts a spell and opens his hand up, it reveals heads. And he casts Detect Thoughts.
Nice.
Whatever his name is.
Jezraiah.
Jezraiah.
The first thing you discover is his name is Jezraiah as you read your mind.
He's thinking and he's like, "Get my name right."
Remember.
It allows you to kind of know what's on the surface of their thoughts, and then it basically it's a concentration. And so if I can keep the concentration on my next action, I can probe even deeper, but he would have to roll a wisdom save. But for now, I just get immediate access to what is at the forefront of their mind.
Yes. All right. You look forward and you essentially you point, right? And you it's heads, and so you look up, and I imagine it's almost like a camera view. From your eyes it goes right into the eyes of the captain, and his head might get thrown back as your mind latches on, and you can see, very similar to when you did identify with Max and looking at the cards, where it's just the two of you and an empty darkness, not in a different dimension. You're very familiar with this kind of magic, right? And you're like, all right, I'm in his mind for the time being. And you see a normal human male in front of you, not decaying, not decrepit, one who looks back at you and looks up and says, "In life, my name was Jezraiah, captain of the Brine Banshee. One rising to power, but not one for glory. One to protect those I loved." And that is sort of the beginning surface thoughts you have of Jezraiah.
Okay. That's it for me. I'm just gonna lock in, try and keep it there.
It's his turn, and he screams out in pain as someone is penetrating his thoughts. And he, through the sleet storm, the only thing he knows how to do is he just slashes out to the one right next to him, which is Ignis's Echo. So with disadvantage, he rolls. Ooh, not great. That is a 10 to hit your Echo, Ignis.
Ignis's Echo, with her trident, just parries it away as it comes for her through the sleet storm, as he is taken off guard by the fact that she saw it coming and just parried it away confidently.
And with the second attack being a 9, not able to hit as well, as the parrying continues from Ignis's Echo, as Jezraiah just keeps yelling out and says, "I am Jezraiah no more! I am Jezraiah no more!" That's going to be the entirety of his turn. Max.
Yes.
It's not fully dark where you are, but you do feel that you are in some sort of room. And it's dim, but there is a light in front of you. It's not a white light, it's almost like a very bright purple. And as you take a few steps, you find yourselves with no covering above your head, and all you can see above you is just a bright, sparkly, purplish expanse. One that, as you gaze further and further out into, is just swirling clouds of something. And as you see these glittering skylight, if you will, this sparkling expanse which you believe to be stars, you realize you're not alone. And you quickly turn behind you, and you see a familiar figure. one completely robed, standing a bit taller than what you remember, though. And you cannot see their eyes, but you can see their mouth, which opens into a wry smile as they extend this cloak completely covering every portion of their body. They take out their hand, and from a pocket, they pull a deck of cards. And they say, "Oh, are you back to pull another one?"
Yo.
Just one.
Max, is this feeling like a flashback or a new event?
This feels real.
Max steps toward the figure and just, for lack of a better term, just growls. Why did you choose me?
We go to Chozo. His turn.
Oh, come on.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to peek up over the railing. All of Elazar the Blue's effects are area kind of stuff.
Oh no!
But I want to keep up the sleet storm here. So I'm going to action Ray of Frost and then bonus action Lantern, I suppose.
All right, Ray of Frost.
So because of the blindedness, that is going to be with advantage. That's
Yep,
still
'cause they are
not
blinded.
great. That is only a 16 to hit.
That just misses.
So we're going to use a luck point.
Nice.
That is worse.
No!
I mean, heck, we're going to use another luck point. Smoke him if you got him. That's the Chozo way. That's a 26.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Yep. You got him.
Okay. And at 9th level, Ray of Frost is 3d8. Let me check just to make sure.
Ooh, is it?
That's a lot of 8s.
Oh, it's 2d8. 11th level is when you jump it up to 3d8.
Of course it is. Okay, 2d8. But then I get to add my charisma modifier to the damage while I'm bound to Elazar the Blue. So that's going to be 11 cold damage.
Chozo,
Yes.
tell us how it's done.
Yes!
11 hit points left.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, I think looking up over the edge, I've had friends popping in and out of the place, and I'm like, come on, Chozo, you're supposed to be the guy who knows what's happening with the planar stuff. You're supposed to be like the guide here. And I think like having seen all of, like when everybody else was seeing all of these different versions of themselves that were still doing stuff, and so few alternate versions actually showed up in front of Chozo, it was like an extra sort of boost of adrenaline to be all like, okay, this is one of the few options that could have even gotten you this far. Let's see if you can take it even further. So just a stilling breath, kind of look at the totem of Elazar the Blue, and I'm like, hey man, this is your signature spell, so come through for me. And yeah, just peer up, point my fingers straight in that direction, like, you know, just peering down the sights of a pistol. And I mutter, like, I instinctively close one eye, and then I pause and say, no, both eyes open. And then I fire the ray frost.
Excellent catchphrase. What an amazing catchphrase that you've made up just now.
My Pocahontas quote.
I think back to a different plane that I was traveling through when I heard this rogue who said this really cool thing.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
As Chozo, is you're about to cast both eyes open, you see it, and you just hear, he's mine, in your mind, and right into his neck, which instantly freezes before Jezreiah just yells, "Hey, mustard!" and his face slack-jawed, and he just freezes in place. Doesn't dissipate, doesn't disintegrate, but he just freezes, locks, and his head almost like lolls to the side. And that is where we're going to end this week's episode of I Cast Fireball.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I noticed you said Max did not reappear in that moment.
Players, thank
We've
you
got
so much for
another
joining
episode to
us
find
this
out.
week.
I'm playing cards, people.
Just let me finish this hand.
Pause.
Max, Josh, Mickey, and Ned, thank you so much for joining. But listeners, thank you for following along for this fun journey that we are going on into the underwater, not underdark, but underwater here that we've got going with our crew.
Some tomfoolery, I say.
there we are.
Foolery.
And we are going to... And I know Max is in another dimension, but we're going to level up!
Yeah!
One level closer to that
Let's
3D.
go.
Oh,
Let's go!
I've been feeling it. I've been wanting to do it. It just feels right where we are right now. I know we didn't level up really soon, close to this, but we'll let our crew level up here, and we'll let you know the results on our next episode, beginning of our next episode here. But if you want to also say how often I've been leveling up in the second season versus first season, shoot us an email at icastfireball2020@gmail.com where you can give me your stats. I'll create a dashboard. I'm a data analytics guy. We'll get some sort of statistical analysis in there, or you can shoot us a message at icastfireball20, or especially where we can geek about statistics in thorough detail. You can join our patreon.com/icastfireball20, where you can chat with me almost on the daily basis in our Patreon exclusive Discord channel. You know what we've got? We have a bunch of campaigns. We've got season 1, which you probably have already heard. We've got this, but we have an exclusive visual campaign called Fizzband at the $3 tier on our Patreon, and we have a free campaign on our YouTube channel called Stonewalkers, which is a Cosmere-related TTRPG. Different system, different world, different story, same amount of fun. So go give that a check out, but go also give our friends Improv Tabletop, our sister podcast, a check out as well. They've got some fun adventures going on over there. If you like Lego, you're going to love their current campaign they've got going on. Don't forget to leave them a 5-star review on the way out. Lastly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and fellow wacky adventurers. But until next time, I'm Thomas, your DM, and around the table we have...
Lieutenant Ignis Harkon.
Maximus Shans.
Chozo Lebec.
And Buster Bilgewater.
Let's keep that fire going, and we'll see you all next time.